Day 57, British Covidians. Lockdown easing day. And this from the Independent that I've just come across on my phone. How are you feeling now lockdown is easing? The Independent's headline is quite clear, and it uses the word scientists. Do you ever get the impression that Boris only ever picks scientists who agree with what he wants to do? Headline says, as you just read, Coronavirus News Live, scientists warn lockdown easing could see tens of thousands of XX deaths as UK economy shrinks at the fastest rate since 2008. So, interesting about that, what's going to cause the excess deaths? I know that sounds a bit of a stupid question, having just read that headline, but what's going to cause the excess deaths? Is the shrinking of the economy going to cause the excess deaths? I don't think so. I don't even think you think that a shrinking economy will cause excess deaths. I mean, all right, if it shrunk enough that, we couldn't even provide basic services, that we couldn't grow food, that the fuel ran out, that the grid stopped moving altogether, that, people literally could only survive on what they had left, that would be a catastrophic shrinking of the economy. But that headline contains two things, doesn't it? The shrinking economy at the end, but first the warning from scientists that easing lockdown now, especially before all of the trace and contact measures are in place, especially as WanCock can't even hit the targets of testing key workers, especially as this so-called app or whatever for trace and track and then direct the teams to immediately contain, especially as that hasn't happened yet, the scientists are warning that there will be a horrific second wave, and they use the figures tens of thousands of deaths. So let's stay with figures and let's understand that those figures don't so much report, well, they must report something on the economy, but the decease, the demise, the death of real human beings. Because as this just becomes numbers where the Tories the Tories are great with crunching numbers, aren't they? They always crunch them to their advantage. Just quickly, once again, how do you stop unemployment figures going up? What you do is you employ people on 0 hours contract, and when they work 1 hour, they're employed, and unemployment figures go down. That's what we do. So even looking back to 2008, they've been doing it like that for ages, okay? But what I want you to think about when we go to figures today, what are actual figures? 40,000, we're now told, That's supposed to be the official figure from the ONS, But actually, if you look at, increased deaths over this time last year, and those are predictions that you can make from ONS figures, you're probably even now not looking at 40,000 dead people, 60,000 dead people. The worst in Europe. The latest to lock down in Europe, and it appears that Bozo is going to have a nice early end to lockdown. Watch the figures rise. Right, a few other things. With our rising death toll, yeah, and the inevitability that infection rates are going to go up, and of course care homes and nursing homes still are killing fields, yeah, and of course transport workers still dying because they won't be properly protected, so they're still dying, yeah. But look at this. Teaching unions, thank God, are now saying no return on 1st of June. Well done, teaching unions. You can't go back to an unsafe workplace. It clearly won't be ready. Please, teachers, I beg you, stay solid on that one, okay? Because not only will you be saving yourselves and your colleagues, you'll also be saving anybody who uses that school. You'll be saving the kids as well, because, you know, like it or not, although they want, you know, the Tories are obviously they've sent the first wave of workers and what we might call, well, they still call them, yeah, low-skilled, effectively to the Tories, the peasantry, yeah. They've sent the peasantry back just to see what happens to our, quote, R number. Well, the next little test will be the children of the peasantry. So well done for resisting that. Now, another one I want you to just think of today. Yesterday, Matt Hancock was asked, I think it might have even been on Good Morning Britain, because the Labour Party don't ask him that many questions, really. Yeah. But I think it may have been on Good Morning Britain. He was asked to say, was it a legal right that we had not to return to an unsafe workplace? Hancock fudged, wouldn't answer. But you did get a little insight in that answer, and that tiniest little bit of insight was really frightening. And as a worker, please think about what that little bit of insight revealed. Yeah? The little bit of insight he did give was along the lines of, well, as it stands at the moment, yeah, and then he didn't complete the answer, but as it stands at the moment indicates that they want to change health and safety at work law. We have repeated this to you time after time after time. I am, and will always be, a fully trained health and safety at work rep for Unite, well, used to be with Unite the Union. Yeah, I know this legislation. Of course you can refuse to work if the job is unsafe or if it will be harmful to your health. Section 44 of the Act. Yeah, but you notice that Hancock didn't want you to know that. He doesn't want you to know that, because the most important thing for him, pack you into public transport, pack you on the tubes, pack you next to each other at work, share the air, spread the virus, create the second wave, bail out the billionaires. Yeah? Bail out the billionaires. Okay? That's why he didn't tell you, and you must know that you have a right to walk off the job if it is not safe. I plead with any of you, even going back today or even already working, if social distancing and all that lot is not there, if hand sanitizers are not there, if under certain circumstances masks are not there, but they are not a substitute for social distancing, okay? Even the rail unions have told their workers, if management provide masks, yeah, and face visors, they are still not a substitute for social distancing. Yeah, and just think of all those people packed closely together on tubes. Now, The next one, of course, is the lack of clarity. I will again say is quite deliberate. I'm getting near to the end now, okay? Deliberate lack of clarity about returning to work. But the one I kind of want to end on today is even the government have said to people, cover your face in places where you can't socially distance. Okay, that just makes sense, doesn't it? Even if we look at that from the point of view of when you're packed onto the tube, and obviously when you breathe or talk, of course, as you know, everyone, we even doing this now, I'm producing droplets, yeah? But at least if you cover your face, if you are carrying the infection, yeah, those droplets will be caught by the face covering, yeah? They will not be transmitted to the people directly next to you, closer, almost probably as close as I am sitting to this screen, right? So at least do that. Please, at least do that. You can take the covering off when you get into sort of areas where you can socially distance again. But please, at least do that. Give us a chance. Give other people on that tube who may be immune suppressed, who may be seriously ill, who may be recovering from major surgery, at least give them a chance. Right, well, that's about it today. I'm still absolutely devastated that this country was the last to lock down and clearly will be the first to unlock. I'm devastated that, as we expect, with a death toll realistically of 60,000 people, 3 times what Johnson was hoping would be best case scenario, or even 40,000, double if you go with the official figure, that he's undoing the lockdown. It's all being eased, ready for the second wave. Don't so much stay alert, stay powerful. Don't return to work, stay home. Bye.